Well, hi, Kate.
Hi, Sarah.
How's it going?
It's going. How are you?
I'm good and I'm a little nervous.
As you should be, just a little bit.
Why?
I am nervous too.
Oh,
This is our first one.
Jesus.
So. No, nothing's gonna
What
happen.
to be worried about?
No, this is exciting.
Yeah.
This is our very first episode of our podcast.
So yeah, welcome to the
Welcome to
long game.
the long game, everybody. Sarah, tell us how we got here.
I'm very bossy. No.
Yes. Yeah. No.
Hey.
Just a little bit.
I'm Sarah. You know me well.
Mm-hmm. I do.
I am an ultra runner and marathon runner and an endurance athlete in general. Do a lot of mountain sports, climbing, snowboarding, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm obviously a little nuts and pretty passionate about the fitness space. My watch is like lagging. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, but I'm pretty passionate about like the fitness space in general. Grew up playing sports and have just, I don't know, it's always been a part of my life in some capacity. And I feel like when I went to college, I really fell in love with running and that became the thing. And then like I started strength training later on in my life just because I had to.
You're like, I should probably do this.
Yeah, for like all the running to prevent injuries.
True.
And yeah, I've just like met a lot of people along the way, yourself included, who have like really highlighted the importance of like strength training and all of that. So
Sweet.
that's who I am.
That's who you are.
Yeah. How about you? Who are you?
Who am I? That's a great question. Well, I'm Kate, as you know.
Yes.
I grew up in a very, just like yourself, like growing up playing sports, having like a big passion for moving around and being outside and trying different things and kind of figuring out like what I enjoyed the most.
Yeah.
I did basketball, I did softball, I did track and field, I did volleyball. And as I was, going through high school and college, I really wanted to do something that integrated my like passion for fitness and also passion for helping people. I thought about going to PT school. I worked at a clinic for 2 years.
PT, can you clarify?
Physical therapy.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Physical therapy clinic. I worked there for 2 years because I thought I would want to be a physical therapist. And then I realized I didn't want to go to school for 4 years and be in a bajillion dollars of debt. So I was like, okay, well, what can I do that's still going to fulfill those passions of mine? And I decided that I would be a personal trainer, specifically through corporate fitness. So
what does that mean, like corporate?
So
what do you mean?
Yeah, so corporate fitness. So I work for a company called Exos, and we work in 3 divisions. So we work with athletes, we work with military, and we work in the corporate division. So corporate division is where I'm at. And that means, So that means that a bunch of different corporations will put gyms run by Exos, this third-party company, to be in their facilities so that employees will, come to work, but they'll also have the gym. So it's kind of a nice perk to have. And it's something where I think it's important for people in the corporate space, like, for mental reasons, for physical reasons, to take a break from whatever they're doing at work and come and get a good workout in before they go back. And so it's been very interesting working in corporate as opposed to working with athletes. And, usually I think when you think as a personal trainer, you think like, working with athletes or working with general population in a 24-hour fitness, but working with general population in a corporate setting has been so like eye-opening, and I will get into that later on. But yeah, I really have a passion for that. So I work with Exos. I specifically started with them in San Diego, working at Intuit, like the tax company. So I started my career with them there, and then I came back home to LA area and I'm working at Warner Brothers. And so I've been there for a little over 2 years now as a performance coach. So yeah, that's what we're doing and I love it. But yeah, I guess we should talk about how we met.
Oh God, I guess we could. It's like the funniest, craziest story
Yeah,
ever.
it is.
That we don't need to spend too long on.
We won't spend too long on it, but I think it's important that people know, like, how did you guys become friends? And I think it's funny, but, you know.
It is.
Yeah.
So how did we meet? We met through trauma bonding over a girl we both dated.
We sure did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I
had known of Sarah.
I dated her first. Just so
yes. Sarah dated her first. So obviously I had heard the name and seen some photos. I knew of you. And then I dated her, and then I had my breakup, and then just one night out, and I saw you at a bar, High Tops, with your friends.
High Tops Los Feliz. I love that spot.
It's a great spot. And one of your friends came up, and we were talking, and all I could think about was like how I knew you. And so I told your friend, I was like, hey, I know your friend Sarah. And she was like, what? How? Why? I was like, I think we dated the same person.
Oh.
And then I think you said she came up back and
was like, hey, she says she knows you. And I was like, who the fuck is that?
Right.
She's like, who is this redhead who
Yeah.
says she knows me in the bar?
Exactly. And then I just remember us like making eye contact throughout the rest of the night, kind of like here and there. But
I like realized who
Right.
you were, because
And
I was
yeah.
like, shoot, because our friend,
Yes.
because our friend, I'll cut that later, was basically like, I think her name might have been whatever
Yes.
her name was, and I was like, oh, I know who this is, and then was like, ooh.
Yeah.
The rest of the night.
Yeah, for sure. I was like, do I go up to this girl and like, do I just start talking to her, or like maybe I should just lay low and just see what happens? And then so the next day you
reached out on
reached out on Instagram, and
like,
you were like, did you date so and so? And I was like, I sure did. Or no, you had asked me if we dated the same person.
Yes.
And then I told you the name, and you were like, oh, got it. Yes. And then we met up for drinks, and we just talked about everything, and it was kind of a instant, like, I don't know, almost like an instant connection, I feel like.
Yeah. It was. We had
obviously.
a lot of trauma to bond over.
A lot of trauma to bond over, and then I think once we started hanging out more, kind of figured out, like, oh, like, maybe we have, like, some similar interests, and maybe like this is somebody that I could like hang out with like on the daily, and we just became really close, and now we've been friends for like a little over a year now.
Yeah.
And now we've been working out, like obviously like now that we've been like, we started off rock climbing. I feel like that was a big interest for us. That was like our like shared thing. And then we kind of, with me doing strength training, you getting like doing running, and now we've just kind of entered each other's worlds.
Space a little bit. Yeah, it's funny when I when I met you, you were very anti-running. You were like, why the heck would anyone ever like run these crazy like ultras that you're doing?
Yeah,
why would anyone run more than like 2 miles? And I was like, I don't know, it's kind of fun. There's a fun high like associated with it. And you're like, no way. And then I don't know, slowly you kind of started doing it more, I feel like, for social reasons, kind of like with the run club. And
yeah, I think like I just was like, I want to definitely get into some more spaces that, where I can build community. And obviously I did join like kickball, and like I still am in that, and I love that, and I love my team. But I was like, I kind of want to get out a little bit more, see what else there is. And you had talked about Run Club, and then I don't know what, but I was just kind of like, I feel like I need to start running. Like, I don't know why. And I was like, let me give it a shot. Like, and so I remember going to the first Run Club, or my first Run Club, and you were there, and it was fun. It was great. It was at Echo Park, and everybody was lovely, and it was a great turnout, and we went to a social afterwards, and we got everybody to take, what did we do?
Oh, God.
Pickleback shots.
Yeah, we did.
And that's when I was like, I could do Run Club. I was like, I like this. But no, it was really fun, and ever since then, I've been doing my own running, and I remember, and I took a screenshot of these text messages that, no, it's really cool. You had said, like, you should maybe consider doing the Rose Bowl half. And then you followed it up with, and then maybe like the LA Marathon.
The 1-2 punch.
And I was like, whoa, okay. Like, I've done 5Ks and 10Ks, but that was so long ago. And I was kind of like, I'm kind of getting into this running thing. I get the runner's high now. Like, I didn't really think that was a thing.
It's a thing. Can confirm.
Yeah. And I think just like helping, you know, anytime I was having anxiety about something or just, you know, feeling like in a mood, it just felt like anytime I went on a run, like I felt those endorphins like way differently than I would feel if I did strength training.
Yeah.
And so I really just was like wanting to chase that feeling. I was like, I like this. Like the way that I feel after I run is really cool. So yeah, when you had said like maybe you should consider the half at Rose Bowl and then maybe the LA full, I was like, all right, yeah, like I think I'm gonna do that. Not for sure yet, like on the LA yet. We're still gonna, not on the full yet.
See how the half goes.
We'll see how the half goes. But yes, I have signed up for my first half marathon and I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. Yeah,
Kate's becoming a runner.
I know, and you made me a plan, and
Made you a training plan.
Made me a training plan.
Vice versa, though, like you've gotten me way more into strength training. I feel like I've always done it, like to a certain degree. Like I think just for, you know, like 50Ks, like 50 milers, 100 milers, like the kinds of races that I'm doing, like you do need a little bit of like strength just to prevent injury and all of that.
Right.
So I've always done like a little bit of it here and there and like grew up in gyms, like with sports. So like am familiar, but you definitely like you and Omar, a friend of ours. Definitely got me like more into the lifting space and more into, like what if I actually packed on a little bit more muscle and like could start manipulating like how my body looks and, you know, how I feel and like I don't know. I think like getting the high of like, oh my God, I just like broke a PR like for this weight, which was like totally new and not really, I'd never really been like, yeah, let me lift heavy.
Yeah.
So that's been kind of cool too. And like been a whole like, so I don't know. Yeah. We're kind of like jumping into each other's spaces a little bit.
Exactly. And
which
it's been
is
really fun. Yeah.
But
definitely.
like, that's kind of like, I think why we wanted to do this too. Cause there's a lot of people that like always have questions about fitness. Like I feel like you get them a lot in your profession.
Yeah.
Like professionally, but also from friends who know you're a trainer. Like I'm sure people ask you stuff all the time and like vice versa. Like as a runner, like doing these wild distances, like people ask me questions all the time. And you're obviously the one with the degrees. I'm just an idiot who's been doing it for way too long. But I think that I don't know. I've always wanted to share this knowledge with people because it can just have such a positive impact, you know, running, lifting, all of that. And, you know, as I get older and think about, you know, having kids and starting a family and all of that, like you got to be in good shape, like to, you know, to be around when they're, when they're having kids and like that kind of thing. And like, I want to be I've always wanted to be like the grandma who's like snowboarding at like 78 or 80, you know what I mean? Like that's what I want out of my life. And I don't ever want, I mean, as much as is possible, like I don't want my body to ever be like a hindrance to me, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, that's why I love strength training and what I do, because I think just having worked with a ton of different people with a lot of different things and why they want to get into strength training and also just making them comfortable with it, because there are people out there who hear strength training and they're kind of like, I don't want to get, you know, like
it's intimidating,
whatever. And especially for women, I feel like there's a whole like myth around that, and I'm sure we'll break that down in an episode. But I think just getting people to do things that like are gonna help them in everyday life, like daily activities, you know, they're important in the way that we like just go about our lives. And so I think doing movements in the gym that can carry over is super important. And I like always try to tell people like, hey, like you don't have to like deadlift like 500 pounds. Like that's not what we're gonna do. Like we don't have to like think of it as like these scary like, you know, things. I mean, of course you could do that if that was a goal of yours, but I think if you're just like an everyday person who just wants to, again, we're talking about longevity here with the long game, like we just need to make sure like certain things are in line and just keeping you functioning every single day and, you know, preventing injuries and Yeah, I think that's just huge. But I think that also goes like hand in hand with like running. Like obviously like sometimes people don't do cardio at all, and I think like that's also an important factor for heart health and just having a longer life.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
yeah.
I think it's also fun because we definitely disagree sometimes, like in terms of our philosophies. Like I think you're very much like, yeah, take it at your pace, like push yourself, but like don't, don't like go do something insane. And I'm like, no, go do something insane. Go do something you're probably gonna fail at. And like push harder than you should, which
definitely
it's a nice balance.
It is a nice balance. Yeah, you're definitely a little bit more on the edge with things, I feel like. I feel like I'm kind of like, okay, I need to be logical about what we're doing, why we're doing it, what are the outcomes gonna look like. But yeah, I think that just goes based off of like, I went to school for it, so I think I take into the consideration. You're just kind of like out there, like, yeah, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's totally fair.
But I think that's like basically like kind of what people can expect out of this podcast, right?
Definitely.
Like we're going to be breaking down fitness topics that are, big right now that a lot of people have questions about that we've personally been asked. Like I know for women specifically, like there are questions that like I get from friends like all the time in the space that like we want to like be able to address here and kind of have a platform to do that.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be just a multitude of topics that we'll break down, and hopefully with these conversations, people will start to feel a little bit more comfortable with how they can perceive training, whether it's strength or cardio or both. And hopefully they just get something out of it.
Yeah, and not feel like quite as intimidated by the gym or by running or like by these things that I think especially for women traditionally have been a little bit, it's been more of like a bro sport, bro game. Like we're not frat bros in the gym.
We're not frat definitely not. Although I think we have one frat boy moment of our podcast.
Oh, we do have, I was like, what are you talking about? We do have one frat boy moment of our podcast.
Yes, which will happen every
podcast.
Yeah, every podcast episode that people can expect.
And we're going to call it
the beer break.
The beer break.
Yep. Do you want to explain beer break?
I can explain beer break.
Please, yes.
Okay, so in the interest of longevity and balance in life.
We love balance.
We every episode are going to be drinking an NA. Today it is an NA, for anyone who doesn't know, non-alcoholic beverage. I know that I love beer.
Yes. Same.
So much so that sometimes I should not be drinking as much beer.
Fair. We've all had those nights.
So I've really loved like NAs. It's kind of been a new discovery for me.
Been like really
pounding
on the hunt for some good NAs.
Some good
and
NAs.
You've introduced me to some, so I'm all about it.
Yeah. But today's NA is from Best Day Brewing, and here I'll let you go first. There you go. Hopefully I remembered to put the autofocus on.
Hopefully, it's just like a big blur. They're like, what?
But yeah, Best Day Brewing. This is like the first I've had like their stuff maybe once or twice. Like a friend brought them once, and I think I had one or two. But I've never had their IPAs before, and I really like them.
It's really good.
I think it's pretty IPA, which is like
definitely.
It's sometimes hard with like some of the NAs, like they just it tastes kind of like beer but not super like beer, and I think this is one of the brands that I've found that I'm like, this is a good one.
Yeah, no, I'm honestly shocked. Like, had you told me it was just a regular beer, I'd have been like,
yeah, right.
But like the fact that it's NA, I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Kind of
cool,
know?
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
No, so good. Which one did you give me? You gave me the.
What'd you do?
The
Kolsch.
Kolsch.
Yeah. Because you usually like you tend to go for like a lighter beer usually, right? Like you'll do an IPA sometimes.
I'll do IPAs, no.
But you tend to like a blonde or like a lager or something like that.
So yeah.
Figured you like the Kolsch.
So we're doing that. So that's beer break. We're
That's
just gonna be basically in the middle of these podcasts recommending these beers. And yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. What else do we have, Sarah?
We kind of already talked about why the long game matters. So
yeah.
I guess all we have is like the wrap up, and it's basically like, thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here. We're excited. We're also learning as we go with all this.
We're very much learning as we go.
I am curious to see how we do like later on. I'm sure we're going to look back on episode 1 and be like, wow, what was that?
Wow. Yeah, for sure.
But no, I don't think we mentioned this, but we will be providing like a lot of research into our conversations, so people don't think we're just like talking out of our asses.
Yeah. Which, despite my maverick personality when it comes to fitness, like, I don't like to talk out of my ass. I like to have a plan and like know what's going on. And you obviously have. Yeah. What is it, like, you're working on your second master's degree right now?
So I've got my bachelor's of science in exercise science, bachelor's of science, kinesiology, emphasize in exercise science from CSUN. Go Matadors. And I am currently getting my master's degree through the University of Florida, applied physiology and kinesiology with a emphasis in human performance. So yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. And then I'm working on a few certifications for work. So I'm working on one to get my certified specialization population specialist coach cert. And then there's a few other ones that I'm kind of looking, like, I've got my eye on. So
cool.
So yeah. So
right
we'll
on.
Yeah, right on.
Great. Well, Kate's got a lot more certifications than I do. But I bring like 10 or 11 years of like running experience, gym experience. And probably like 8 of those years are solidly like in the ultra and marathon space. Yeah. And then I've got a running coach certification. Let's go. And then I'm working on a personal training and nutrition.
There we go.
So
sweet.
She's the one who knows everything, but I'm working on it.
No, we're working on it. It's all learning around here. But yeah, we're excited to have these conversations, back it up with research, bring in our own take on these topics, and yeah, hopefully people get something out of it, and we're gonna have fun with it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be great.
So what are we thinking for episode 2, Sarah?
For episode 2, I feel like this is the like debate at every run club or like whatever like event you go to. People are always like, "What watch do you?"
Yeah, it's a big one.
So Kate and I are like, we're gonna be breaking down watches, specifically ones that we have experience with.
Yes.
And how these said devices can help or hurt your training.
Yeah. We're gonna kind of get into the nitty gritty of comparing watches and fitness trackers in general, and like, yeah, I guess just kind of seeing like what each one brings to the table for fitness, and kind of hopefully giving people an insight on which one they may want to go with if they're thinking about that.
Pros and cons of both, and then you can make your decision.
Make your decision from there. So I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Well, cheers to episode 1.
Cheers to episode 1.
Cheers to this podcast.
Can we turn on the AC for the next one? Because I'm like sweating right now.
Yes, we'll turn it on. All right, and that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.